It's in the game. It's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Cleveland Browns. And it's coming up next.
On the shores of Lake Erie here in the city of rock and roll, our coverage of the NFL brings us to Huntington Bank Field. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scotch, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Dustin Hopkins out, ready to send this away. And here we go at Huntington Bank Field. Velus Jones now on the return. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama. It's Bryce Young.
Watching Bryce Young at Alabama, he just made the game look so easy. One of those rare prospects where everything just feels like it's in slow motion and he's in total control. Well, fast forward to the NFL, and he took a beating early in his career. Everything must have felt like a blur. But there's no denying the promise he has as a quarterback, that high upside that made him the #1 pick overall.
They gain 14 on the play, and that'll be good for a Carolina first.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Here's Young on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Putting the tight end in motion. Out of the gun, Young. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
To the air on 1st down, Young. Throwing the out route complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Handoff running right, Hubbard. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
5 men in the secondary for the Browns. 3rd down coming. Young working from the gun. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. And not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
To return, Jerome Ford. Finds some space, he's past the 30. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
After winning the national title at Clemson and early success at Houston, there's no question that Deshaun's career has been slowed by some injuries and other challenges. But when he is on the field, at every level he's ever played, he's just got a calm. And that calm comes with the trusting of talent that he has in himself. He knows how to run, he knows how to throw, and when he's available, he's still a difference maker.
First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Here's 2nd and 5. And his pass is going to fall incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Working from the gun, Watson. That'll be complete to Ford. Ooh, play didn't develop like he needed. He goes out behind the line.
Well, that's one of the moments as a QB, you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on 3rd down can't happen. That's an incredibly quick read by the defense.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. The Carolina offense out and ready to go for their 2nd drive. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Out of the shotgun, a give to Hubbard. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. Shotgun snap now to Young. Ooh, it put some heat on that one, Brock, but it falls incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So they're left with 4th down here.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. No return on that punt. And the Browns will go on offense. First down, ball at the 36. Throwing is Watson. Jerry Jeudy with the grab. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through 1 quarter. Just 3-0 is our score. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, here's Watson. That's complete, David Njoku. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Watson. That one complete to Njoku. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Play action, it's Watson. Brought in by Ford. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Tackle made by J.C. Horn.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Here's Chubb on 2nd down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
And the Panthers in the nickel set. 3rd down coming. Watson to throw it. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. We have an injured player down there. Looks like it's a member of the Panthers in some discomfort. Corey Bajorquez on the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Young on 1st and 10. It's caught. That's Thielen. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Here's a give to Hubbard. Hits a seam at the 40. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it'll give the Panthers a 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Young looking to throw. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Throw is there for Jatavion Sanders. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
That's caught for the first. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Sticking to the air, it's Young. Pass complete to Hubbard. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing from the gun. Caught near the goal line. Touchdown, Carolina. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Panthers make it a 10-point ball game. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Browns going on offense here very late in the half. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in the half. That's enough time to put something together. Here's Watson, 1st and 10. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. And the next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Back to the air, Watson. Escapes, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Here's Chubb up the middle. And he stopped after a nice gain up past the 25. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. The Browns are lining up to punt. Raheem Blackshear back deep for the Panthers. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Punt meets him at the 28. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. This one returned for 11 yards. And it's going to be Panthers football. Here come the Panthers, taking over late in this first half. And they'll need to be judicious in using that final timeout, Brock, but they still could put a scoring drive together before the break. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Now the offense going to take its third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 47. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Young. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes you run so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important 3rd and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
Another punt brings Johnny Hecker back to the field. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And they'll only have time for one play before halftime. Well, no pushing the envelope, it appears, in what remains of this first half. He's going to take a knee and watch that time run out here. So we've arrived at halftime, and the Panthers, impressive so far. They've got a lead so far on the road. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber, Brock Heward.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. The Browns have the football first to start the 3rd, and here comes their offense. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, for pitchers, you'll hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high-percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
Here's 2nd and 11. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun snap, a gift to Ford. And he's swallowed up in the middle, no gain on the run. DJ Wanham gets there to haul him down. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10 now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Brought in along the sideline, just need an official ruling, and they say catch. Great play. They pick up 20 yards there, and that gives the Browns a first.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They've got first down from the 31. From the gun, Watson. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. So that brings up second down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
Second half's going to start with a run by Chubb. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Shaq Thompson finishing that play off. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on third down.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
Throwing all the way to the end zone here. It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up fourth down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get two hands on it the next time.
Carlson's kick is good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here's Jones. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Panthers set to take the field. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
Legette's got it. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. They send a tight end in motion. Here's second and 2. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So now they have third and short. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll give the Panthers a first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Young working from the gun. This is reeled in by Legette. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Here's Young on 1st and 10. Throwing deep for the end zone. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Grant Delpit in to pick it off.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh no, give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
Now we see the Browns offense headed out. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. And off to Chubb to start the drive. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Shaq Thompson finishing that play off. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here's 2nd and 7. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. But same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick-6. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this third quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent. But in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out. I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now a give right side to Chubb. Crosses midfield, still going. And finally down right along that opposing 40. So we're through 3 here. It's the Browns football. They're down but not out on the scoreboard. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ford. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Chubb trying to run his way in. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Browns now within 1 score in the 4th. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Browns chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here's Jones. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Panther offense headed out to the field. And this really looks like a whole different ball game after that touchdown, doesn't it? They really need to go on a drive here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Shotgun snap now to Young. Gets this to Sanders. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll give the Panthers a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10, it's Hubbard. And he's got it up to midfield and into Browns territory. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
On 2nd down, it's Hubbard. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Panthers leading by 7. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. He's back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage. Hubbard quick on the draw. And he's able to push forward and get them to the 34. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They run again with Hubbard. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Now the Browns spend their final timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on third down. Counterplay, Hubbard. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused, and they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a fourth down.
A big moment coming up for Eddie Pinheiro on this attempt. He's got to drive this one 53 yards down the middle. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll push it to double digits in a two-possession game.
The best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And when they can make it a two-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
Here's Ford on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Back out now comes the Browns offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Watson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, he found the route he wanted pretty quickly, Brock, but maybe, I don't know, he telegraphed who he wanted a little too much because that defender sure got there just as the ball arrived to force it loose.
Yeah, this is one of those tough moments as an analyst, right? Because you're right, offensively didn't get the job done, but I'm going to give a gold star to the defense. Anytime you make contact and you disrupt that pass, that's a job well done defensively.
Trying to push it deep downfield. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there. It just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
To throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Throwing now. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Panthers beginning to celebrate their win here as they take a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. So it's the Panthers who take this one on the road. Man, this one is gonna sting, partner. You pride yourself on defending your building, getting those home victories. Instead, you end up taking a bitter pill today in front of your own fans.
Well, as one coach famously said, we're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati. That's all these guys could do after giving one up at home. Just look ahead to the next game. Focus on prepping for the next opponent and working your tail off, and make up for losing in front of the home crowd by giving your fans something to cheer about the next time out.